Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. The Last of Us 2 reviews are out and there is a common thing about them. Don't talk about the criminal who uses a golf club to murder. But that didn't stop some honest reviewers from talking about plot holes and plot convenience. SkillUp is one of those who honestly reviewed the game. They got their review copy and he tried to abide by Sony's guideline, while at the same time not caving in and binding the knee like those shills who think the game deserves a perfect score. As if any game does. And The Last of Us 2 is very, very far from a perfect game. It's even arguably one of the worst as far as story is concerned. And when you got sites like Polygon criticizing the game, you know that even some journalists, who are often accused of siding with companies, and it is sometimes true by the way, don't like what they experienced. A quote from the site goes as follows, quote, "The game's new heroine may give the impression of some larger progressive message, but it is just a way to change the instruments, if you will. The song itself remains the same." And the heroine here, they're talking about Abby, obviously. And by the way, I don't think Abby is a hero in any way, shape or form. It's just a criminal who uses golf clubs instead of guns, and sometimes both. But Polygon is also biased against Joel and Ellie, and thinks Joel made the wrong decision in the first game by saving Ellie instead of saving the world, here between quotes. And I strongly disagree, because Ellie is not your messiah who is going to sacrifice herself for your world, a world filled with hatred, killing, controlled by mobs and gangs. And I find myself once in agreement with the decision Naughty Dog made. They depicted the true human nature that seeks revenge and opts to violence. And ironically too, the game will release while these things manifest in the real world, for example in the United States, where mob mentality, identity politics and violence are prevalent because of the George Floyd incident. So yeah, Naughty Dog's depiction of the characters' actions in this game is pretty accurate. And yeah, the world isn't roses and seeing the whole picture like Polygon says. And the whole picture isn't about sacrificing an innocent life to save your world. If anything, this saving the world thing is just another manifestation of selfishness multiplied by a huge number and disguised under the bigger cause and saving the world. I would even argue that Joel believes it's not realistic to have only one person in the world who can save everyone, and I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of Joels amongst us who will never sacrifice an innocent little girl for their own benefits. And to you guys, the fellow Joels, you are awesome, truly compassionate and truly selfless. It is also the same narrative that Naughty Dog is trying to push, depicting Joel and Ellie as the bad guys and Abby as a compassionate creature whose compassion didn't prevent a criminal act of torture and murder done by a golf club. And yeah, like most independent reviewers there said, the story of The Last of Us 2 is about deconstruction and the destruction of everything the fans loved in the first game. Naughty Dog didn't even care about making some solid plot, and they laughably removed every characteristic Joel had. He was always this careful guy who never trusts anyone. Why should he do anyway in that kind of world? And who makes sure he doesn't get caught in a disadvantageous situation. And now they depict him as the naive, trusting guy who went to his death gullibly. It's pathetic that they didn't even think or care about making some context for him and make him, for example, a guy who repented what he did in the past and wanting to change things. They couldn't even make a fat lie like this and make the plot a little bit clearer and more realistic. This was my opinion, but I'd love to know yours. Use the comment section down below, like the video if you liked it, and subscribe for more. I will talk to you again soon. Have a good one.